It took me a while to understand this and honestly grasp it and learn it and accept it. But once I started taking full ownership and full responsibility for every area of my life started to improve. I didn't blame anybody for anything, at a certain point. I've had like I've always had to do some self-reflecting and stuff, especially in business. So one thing, like, I had a bunch of guys that have come and gone with my landscaping business and my land as it grew into a more of a construction business and stuff and general contracting. I've lost a lot of guys. I had some good guys, that I treated as a friend, and it was tough for me to always separate me being a boss versus me being like your friend. That's just something I struggle with, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to change. That's just who I am. So I'm going to treat the guys as family, all the time, and that definitely hurt me. But like I think it's also helped me, and it also helped them feel safe in this feel safe in this working environment, and I was always wondering why guys were leaving all the time, like I would have them for a year, things would be good, and then they would leave. Then I'd have another guy for a year, then he'd leave, and I get it, the work's strenuous, it's hard, like sometimes I worked harder rather than smarter on certain jobs, and the physicality of the job would just probably burn guys out, and I understand that. But I had to look at myself in the mirror and really think about, what can I do as a leader to improve? Like, why are guys continuing to leave my business? It's got to be a reflection of me. Like, there's something that I'm doing wrong, and back in the day, I would have blamed them. Like, oh, they don't want to work this hard. They this, they that, putting the blame on them. But I had to look at myself in the mirror, take ownership, and see what qualities that I could teach myself to be a better leader. That's one example. Another area is like, I want to look good physically, but I also want to feel better mentally. I worked out in my early 20s, and I wasn't healthy. Like, I looked all right, but like I was in a fog. Like, I was smoking, I was like doing drugs, I was partying, I was drinking alcohol all the time, and I was chasing women. And that got me nowhere. Yeah, I have a lot of life experiences for that, and that's why I feel like I can help people and teach people, because I've been in a lot of different situations. But I had to like really self-reflect and think like, hey, look, I need to stop feeding my body with the right food so I can think properly, and I don't have